This is Uptick Talk, episode 11, and this time we have Stas with us. Stas, thanks a lot for coming on. I got a few questions for you. I guess the first is, what's your background with NFTs? How did you get to write that article for Uptick the other week?
For a long time, for me, NFT was equivalent to just a picture. And perhaps just only after I take part in Uptick Network project, I can study, I can learn this kind of crypto more deeply. And currently I have much more understandable, much more experience theoretically, unfortunately, in this sphere. And sometimes I have, it's not easy for me to find the right English words. For me, this kind of crypto much more clear, understandable, and much more interesting, and much I can find how NFT can be useful for our life and can be useful for business opportunities and can be useful for everyone.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of potential. So I just want to get the timeline down. When did you get into crypto? That was like 2017, 2018 or so?
Oh, it's a little bit long story, but first of all, maybe as most of the crypto people, I've started from mining, different kind of crypto, but from last year, I've started my validators activity because it's much more closer to my professional. I'm network engineer, and I've been started to choose the different kind of projects very carefully because I'm individual and validator, and it's much more important for me to find the exactly right project for real life. Not only about the money potential, but real life potential. It's more important for me, and perhaps that's why I'm here. That's why I'm in Uptick Network project, and here we are discussing these options.
Yeah. Okay. So I started off mining, and then you became a validator. Your validator name is Freedom Stake, right?
Sure.
Yeah. And yeah, why did you get into being a validator? You saw the benefits of decentralization, or just solely to make a living, or what's that story?
Uh, First of all, of course, it's about the decentralization. In every project I'm taking part, it's my benefit, maybe my key advantages that I can provide a little bit more security and a little bit more decentralization because I am network engineer. I've been working for a long time, more than 20 years, by the way, building different networks for telecom operators, and that's why my knowledge in this sphere a little bit more than most of guys. So I can provide the really security and really reliable infrastructure for different for blockchains.
And now you're mainly focusing on like Cosmos ecosystem
Yes,
things. Yeah.
yes, yes. For this moment, Cosmos ecosystem is the main my activity.
Mm-hmm. Because you think it has the most potential, or?
No, I can't explain this as most potential, but for me, it's a little bit more clear and understandable because it's based on Cosmos SDK. I'm a little bit understand how it's working, more deeply understand how it's working. Not in general, but inside the Tendermint consensus and Cosmos SDK. So that's why in this blockchain, in this ecosystem, it's a little bit easy for me to take part.
And then when did you discover Uptick? Was that fairly recently?
It was around November last year.
Mm-hmm.
plus minus, I'm not sure exactly, but around November last year. Actually, because I'm individual and I have no 100 projects in my portfolio, uh, uh, that's why another benefit of my activity, I can be a little bit closer to the project. I'm trying to be not only just a validator, but provide some social activity and to understand more clear the exact blockchain, exact project.
You said you're a validator for different projects, is that right?
Currently, I have around 10. For me, because I am only one, I have no big team. For me, it's enough for this moment, by the way. Some of them in testing stage, like Uptick, some of them already in mainnet. But I'm checking the project very, very carefully because I need to be sure that this project is real, that this project is for real life and have a long life.
Yeah, totally. No one wants to waste their time. Why do you feel comfortable investing time in Uptick?
Actually, it's hard to explain why. But as I will already have some discussions with Brian and with the Uptick team, actually, as I see how, their activity, their ideas, and how the project is moving, and trying to provide the real reliable infrastructure for the for project. So that's why maybe it's a combination of factors to make me really comfortable in this project and to make me sure that this project will be really successful and interesting for market.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you discovered Uptick, plus minus maybe November, and now you're running a node. Uptick published the article about NFTs in the background here. I think February 28th, but that was pulled from an original article that you published about NFTs. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, let's go through that article. You listed a bunch of different business applications for NFTs, and I don't want to just read the article, but what applications do you think have the most potential? I mean, we could go through them one by one, but
I think it's better. I think it's better one by one because all of these points are quite interesting in and it's hard to provide more preferable for any of these points.
okay, let's do that. Let's do that. So the first part of the article is kind of explaining what an NFT is. And before we started recording, I kind of mentioned to you that maybe, it's 2023 now, and a lot of people still don't know what a non-fungible token is. And we, try to explain there's fungible tokens and non-fungible tokens, but maybe that's not the best strategy. What do you think about that? Should we start using other terminology, or do you think it's still good to teach people about the difference between fungible and non-fungible tokens?
Actually, I think that it's impossible to provide all of people the deep technical knowledge. And of course, it's very important that anyone could understand the difference between just coin and NFT.
Yeah.
And it's very important that currently most of the people, and me, by the way, for a long time, thought that NFT is similar, equivalent with picture. NFT and JPEG the same,
Yeah.
just and uh, and of course it's important to explain that it's not the same. It's not the equal. It's a huge difference between just JPEG and NFT.
Mm.
but I'm not sure that it's needs to provide the deep technical knowledge to everyone.
I prepared a speech that I got to make a presentation in May, and I was going to teach people about NFTs, and I wrote it up a week or two ago, and I was comparing NFTs and FTs, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to call them, hey guys, these are unique digital assets. Maybe they can wrap their head around that sort of terminology. Because even if you say Bitcoin to a lot of these analog people, they don't know, they have no idea, and they kind of just tune out. So I don't know. I got to figure something out to get people to understand the concept a bit better.
Partly till this moment, most of the people who work with NFT, who heard with NFT, partly understand that it's not only about JPEG, it's partly about digital rights. And that's why I've started this article exactly for most of the people. Okay, it's not clearly right, but most of the people, digital right, and provide the example of how it can be used in digital field. It's a really great example of how NFT can be useful for real life and how it can be useful for everyone. So you are buying NFT and you take part in some digital products like songs or like films or books maybe. And so it's very this part mostly for me, as I understand, this part is quite clear for everyone. Everyone can understand. Okay, I buy this NFT and I take part in I don't know, Steven Spielberg film, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And but I couldn't find before Rihanna. NFT was using mostly the already used by different famous people like footballists, maybe like singers and so on, like artists and so on, but mostly for as a fun point. Like many years ago, we bought big posters with the face of famous artists and print these posters on the wall.
Mm.
Yeah, so I know some sportsmen and some artists already use this, but mostly exactly as a fun token, something, fun JPEG, by the way.
Sort of support your fans.
So yeah, yes. Exactly this example provide how it can be used more interesting. So not only fun, but also you can earn something. You can take part directly into something, and it's great. Exactly like a start, because it's also combined the people who never heard about crypto and never heard about NFT, and people who never heard about Rihanna before. So Rihanna, by one shot, could kill different rabbits.
Yeah.
One rabbit is advertising, another rabbit is fundraise money. And kind of fundraising is the next opportunity of NFT, which could be provided not only for digital products, in common business as well. Any famous companies, or even not famous companies, small companies, can use these options like fundraising. We know huge companies like Microsoft, maybe, or oil companies. Yes, some buy the stock of the over exchanges and take part in some profit of these companies, right?
Like IPO or go public.
Yes, like IPO, sure, like
Yeah.
IPO, and so. But these companies have a huge, a lot of people who help them to do it, exchanges, lawyers, and so on.
Mm.
For for smaller companies, it's not easy to share their stocks and to input into exchanges. Sometimes impossible, by the way, because exchanges also have a like firewall to prevent some bad companies, of course. But in this case, these companies can create NFT, also take part in different community, advertise this, and use NFT exactly like a stock, similar,
Yeah,
not the same, but very close. And it's a really good opportunity for business to do it.
totally. I think it has a lot of potential
Yeah.
for charities too. You know, you want to give money to some charity and you don't really know where the money goes, but if it's more transparent, you can kind of track where it goes on the blockchain. I think that'll help a lot of charitable organizations too. I had a question
Sure.
about I guess both things, the digital rights management, that Rihanna example. I think in your article you said you could purchase 0.0033% or like one three
Yeah, like
thousandth
this. I
of
don't
the,
remember exactly right now, like this.
yeah, so a tiny fraction, but it only costs $210 for that fraction. Yeah, so I was going to ask you, have you heard any follow up on that? If the people who bought those NFTs are making money now, or I
Not
imagine
yet.
they are.
Not yet.
Not yet.
But I'm sure that I think it was really successful, and I saw the huge conversations. Many people take part in this activity.
Mm,
So I'm sure that in near future we could see the same from other artists or direct film directors or something like this.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not a financial guy. I always hear the SEC, the Security and Exchange Commissions, they want to, call different coins or tokens securities, and then, there's different fines or penalties they have to pay because they didn't get the right permission to do whatever. So with these, like the Rihanna story, or when you were saying, like, if you want to do fundraising and almost set it up like an IPO, do you think there might be some financial regulations that people have to be careful about, or
Uh,
still the Wild
it's a
West?
these options, the financial regulation is a big problem of crypto at all.
Mm,
Not only for NFT, but for any other tokens and Bitcoin and so on. And from one side, I can understand that sometimes it's necessary to do it to prevent some underlaw activity, to prevent some theft and so on.
mm,
But from another side, uh, I'm sure that it's a kind of stone to on the way of the increasing crypto into our real life.
mm,
It's big stone, by the way, and it's not only financial regulation, but all centralization activity like taxes. I mean, centralized exchanges and different centralized projects. That's why I'm taking part as a validator. By the way, we discussed a few minutes ago that blockchain and projects and NFT could be decentralized. It's very important. At this moment, of course, we could not. We have to follow different financial regulator. We have to do it.
mm,
Every people have to do it. We are living in different countries. Different countries have different laws about a different point of view about crypto projects, about tokens, about NFT. We have to follow it. But I hope that in future we could overcome this barrier.
yeah, I hope so. I think we can. I think
We
We
can,
got the
we should.
technology and we got lots of people, so we should be able to get things decentralized, and
Right.
I'm positive about it. Yeah, I was thinking on Uptick, I should maybe create some NFTs and have it like a mutual fund, like buy, a bunch of different crypto projects, maybe buy some Bitcoin, buy some Ethereum, buy some other random coins, and set it up like one of those what we were just talking about, how you get like fractional ownership in the fund. But I always lose money when I buy crypto, so maybe it won't be successful, but I should maybe have a go at it, play around, and maybe it might inspire other people to make something better. All right. So what else? In your article, you also talked about ticketing, right? Ticketing and
Yes, yes.
yeah.
To my opinion, it's a second huge sphere to use NFT
Yeah. Hence
because
the Uptick
uh,
name, right? Tick,
yeah,
Uptick. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Uh, because um, when we discussed about how we can explain people that the NFT, not only the JPEG, well, the main thing we need to explain to normal people that this assets is unique, and it's very important part of NFT. It's unique. It's impossible to be copied. It's impossible to be gift.
Mm,
And when we are talking about, it's very ticket sphere is very near to the digital production, right?
hmm
But it's not only about the digital, but it's maybe sport. Good example in this option is sport activity. So we remember that during the huge worldwide sport activity like Olympic Games or like World Championship, uh, uh, from one side, everyone can option to buy tickets, right?
hmm
But normally, when you try to buy a ticket, you see the situation that during maybe 1 hour, no tickets at all. And after that, you can buy this ticket 3, 4, 5 times higher price than usual.
mm,
And everyone trying to, every time I see that Olympic Committee, World FIFA, UEFA, it's European Football Association, trying to prevent these options, trying to protect the possibility of normal people to buy a ticket in a reasonable price. But for many years, I saw this. I am not a big fan, but sometimes I also try to take part in some events. But in most cases, anyway, the situation the same. Year on year, the situation the same. And exactly, to my opinion, this part of NFT that it's unique can prevent the situation when you can't buy. Uh, it's a general question. Of course, detailed mechanism can be provided later, and some specialists can provide uh, can provide the detail how to. But the unique options of NFT, exactly the possibility to normalize the process of selling tickets to any events.
mm,
From one side, from another side, anyway, NFT can be the kind of advertising and the kind of collection and the kind of so on. The football. Sometimes you can buy on different places like eBay the tickets for football match many years ago, and so on. NFT the same, just not paper,
mm,
only digital. So yes, the ticket selling is a next opportunity, next great options for NFT to take part in real life.
mm.
and of course to use if you are owner of the I don't know, movie theater, or if you are owner of any kind of business in this sphere, you can use this also to kill different rabbits in one shoot. On one side, you can protect the selling process. Another side, it can be advertising. Third side, it can be part of collection, and also it can be part of fundraising, because I don't know. For example, we are talking about football. In many countries, you have the high league, second league, third league, and so on, right? And normally the high league football teams very rich, and low league football teams not very rich, right? So it kind of fundraising for these teams, for this league, to income money into exactly into one command, or into even whole league, to develop it and so on.
Totally.
So
totally.
one 3-in-1 or 4-in-1.
I think there's even more too. Like if someone's selling tickets,
yeah, sure.
and then they're gone, right? They don't have any control. But if there's some sort of like royalty program, so every time that the tickets resell, they get like a 10% kickback, that would be a huge source of income to them. You can't do that with the regular ticketing system. Let's move on. I like the example you gave for public goods and services. Yeah, I think you were mentioning like a car maintenance history. If you've got a car and you've got like a stack of receipts, it's easy to just pull a few out if you don't want people to know about it or fudge the numbers. But if it's all on the blockchain, it can't be changed. I thought that was a great example. Can you think of any other examples of like public goods or services in NFTs?
Yes, of course. I'm talking just only about cars, but any goods, any huge, sometimes you go to the market, I mean offline market, not online also, but offline market, by the way, to buy, I don't know, maybe ladies bag, marked Louis Vuitton, for example.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for this advertising.
No, it's popular. Something people know. Yeah.
It's popular. Yeah, sure. And you don't. It's hard to understand. Is it real or not? Is it fake or not? And maybe yes, even on online market. So you can see, because in offline you can see, you can check. In online, it's impossible. You just see the picture, nothing else.
Yeah.
But if it can be combined together, NFT like as a unique option, and the real good, so the customer can be sure that he's buying exactly the brand he wants. Nothing else.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's shoes or anywheres or bags or PC, or doesn't matter. It can be protected. And also one side is protection, another side is advertising, collection, and so on. So it's the fantasy of the advertising team of the vendor, how deep and how wide can be used. This picture is only front end of the NFT. Inside NFT, you have unique information, and it's very important it's very important part of the protection of the good.
Definitely. Yeah. Pharmaceuticals, all kinds of stuff. Yeah. I was going to ask you, so Uptick is creating the digital infrastructure for all these different NFT applications. Based on your experience, have you seen any like competitors or any other projects that want to focus on all aspects of NFTs?
it's hard to say it. From one side, I saw a lot of different projects about NFT,
Mm,
but most of them, it's just only about exchanges, only about maybe creation, collection, nothing else.
yeah.
Most of them, maybe some, no, most of them. And from one side, from another side, nobody talking about the reliable infrastructure, reliable network infrastructure. Nobody.
Mm,
At least I don't know. Of course, I could not know everything, but at least I don't know
yeah.
who can take uh, a lot of attention to reliable infrastructure. And this is important, very important part if we are talking about using NFT for business process, for business, exactly to have the reliable infrastructure. If you see, by the way, it just my current mind. If you see, by the way, on the name of it's about Uptick network, right? It's very interesting. I just clear only now that Uptick network. It's not only about the NFT. It's about the different deals, about the full options, including infrastructure, including network.
Mm,
And it's seems to me that not a real competitor for this moment exactly. If we started to, of course, maybe more popular places to exchanges, maybe more popular places to create, but when we see the full range of the problems, full range of the points exactly for, especially for business purposes,
mm,
I have no idea, maybe no competitors at all for
mm,
now.
mm.
Real competitors.
Yeah. 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 It seems, when you think about it, there's a huge need for this infrastructure. I don't know why people are so short-sighted and haven't had the same ideas that Uptick has. But that's a good thing for Uptick. But I think we covered most of the points in your article. Do you want to talk a bit about DAOs or how maybe there'll be NFT-based voting in the future or something else?
To my mind, it's also another huge opportunity for using NFT. It's a different governmental activity.
Mm,
Vote system, first of all, because unique.
yeah.
I beg to these options of NFTs unique. In many countries, in many countries we have big problems with the trustable of the votes process.
Yeah. But those governments are happy with those systems because they can control everything. I think it'll be a long time before they start saying, "Hey, let's make everything super transparent," because they
Sure,
won't be able
sure.
to control, right? Unless people demand it. I don't know. I don't know. There's potential.
But yes, huge. But I'm trying to prepare a second part of this article, and I thought about for example, the medicine part. I've not mentioned about this in this one in this article,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also. I mean, first of all, maybe governmental services like governmental medical services for people. It can be also very useful together with NFT because NFT is unique.
Mm,
One more, NFT is unique, and you can input inside this unique and secure, and you can input inside this information, this some key information for patients, some key information about your insurance, some key information about your uh, even about your time to visit doctor.
mm,
Of course, maybe it's a little bit more complicated, but it can be. And it can be useful, and it's another opportunity how the crypto, how NFT can be interesting for people and can be interesting for business owners
Mm-hmm.
and for government.
Yeah. So on the one hand, like your node name is Freedom Stake. So that I like that. It sounds nice. But then if we start talking about like government and digital records, and that scares the hell out of me. Like,
Anyway, we are living in different governments. I'm trying to protect the idea of freedom everywhere, and the idea, and that's why maybe I'm in crypto, because the crypto is a very huge part of freedom to my mind.
mm-hmm.
Freedom of normal people, and but currently we have to live in different countries, and we have to follow the laws of these countries, and we have to find the consensus, like in blockchain. We have to find the consensus between the freedom of the people and between the government.
Mm.
So that's why I'm trying to find the point of the common points of blockchains and government.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of work to be done.
I've prepared some articles for exactly how to provide secure and reliable infrastructure for validators.
Mm-hmm.
And currently I am preparing the article about the real decentralization of different blockchain projects, because in fact, even blockchains declare that we are decentralized, but in fact, in many cases, in fact, it's not true. And I'm trying to protect exactly decentralization of blockchains.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
so yes, I'm trying to write time to time. I'm trying to prepare the articles on different crypto options.
Mm. Well, thanks a lot for coming on, and I hope to see that second article come out before too long. Thanks a lot, Stas.
Thank to you, and thanks for this chance to share my mind to everyone.
Okay, keep in touch.